Howdy guys. Today we're doing LeetCode question number 9. Today I just want to show you my answer for this LeetCode question. So here we go. Let's jump right into it. Palindrome number. Given an integer x, return true if x is a palindrome and false otherwise. So for those of you that don't know, a palindrome is anything that reads the same as it does backwards. So in this case, for example, 121 is a palindrome while 123 is not. So if we whip out our trusty and handy Microsoft Paint, so this is 121, but if we spell it reverse, we'll get 121. And so this is a palindrome, so this would be true. And then palindrome can also be like with if you do these programming questions long enough, you'll run into like using palindromes with strings. And so another palindrome example can be like race car. So if we spell race car backwards, so R-A-C-E-C-A-R, as we can see right there, even though we spelled it backwards, it's the same forward as it is backwards. So one of the things with this question that could be a bit tricky is if we look at example number 2, x equals negative 121, output is false. So even though this is 121, it's negative. Because it's negative, it's false. So as it says here, from left to right, it reads negative 121. From right to left, it becomes 121 negative or dash. Therefore, it is not a palindrome. So this pretty much makes our job a bit easier when it comes to negative numbers. So it's safe to say that any number that is negative will never be a palindrome, because the dash at the end, the negative sign will always be at the end. So what we can do to take care of those cases is we can add a one-liner here, which is if x is less than 0, then we just return false. Because like we were saying, it'll always be negative because it'll never be the same forward as it is backwards. So for my answer on this one, I found it easy to store x as a string. So what I did here, I went string x as string equals x.toString. And so the reason why I did this was because we wanted this, it just makes our life easier when we iterate through and go through each individual number that x represents. So this will come in handy later for our for loop for going through things. So next we want to store a variable for when it's reversed. So we'll do string x reversed equals, and we'll just initialize this to this, just a blank oh my goodness, I cannot talk. A blank string. There we go. Holy moly, English. All right, and so next thing we do is we want to do a for loop because we want to go through each individual digit and then reverse it. So this is what I found a lot more easier. There's ways to do this in LenQ, but I figured this would be a lot easier. So for int I equals, so instead of I equaling 0 or anything like this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do I is equal to x as string dot length -1, and then while I is greater than or equal to 0, and then I minus. Okay, so for those of you newer to programming, the reason why we do x as string dot length -1 is because the way strings are handled, strings are pretty much like a char array. So here, let me do this. Okay, so here we have a char array. So if we look at this char array, if we count it, when we run the x as string dot length parameter, or I guess this is a property, but when we run this, we'll get 4. So, and then the reason why we want to do -1 is because since this is considered an array, it's 0 indexed. So to the computer, this is an array, so it starts at 0. So 1, 2, and then 3. So there's actually 3 in here to the computer. So that's why we want to do -1. And then we want to iterate through this until we hit 0. and once I is equal to 0, we want to get every last one. So if we want to make sure that this is set to greater than or equal to, because if I is equal to 0, if it's set to this while I is greater than 0, once it hits 0, it's going to break out of this loop, which is what we don't want. We want to make sure that we're getting all the individual entries within this this string here. This makes it easy for us because what this will do is this will start the for loop here at position 3, and then as it slowly increments, it'll slowly go down like this. And then so what it'll do is it'll add each individual letter into the string, but backwards. And so and in order to do that, we'll do this here. So reversed plus equals x as string, and then I. And then so this line right here will pretty much do what we want here, which is just reverse it like this. So next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna be a little fancy with it. We're gonna end with a bit of swag. We're gonna do reversed equals x as string. So what this will do is whatever the result of x reversed compared equals x string. So if this is true, it'll return true. If this is false, it'll return false. So this is a shorthand of writing something like this. So if x reversed equals, if x equals x as string, then return true. So this is pretty much the shorthand of doing this. So this pretty much like gets rid of having to write an if statement here. So let's go ahead and run it, and then making sure everything's all good in the hood. All right, submit it, and it should be good. All right, guys. Thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate it. Not the best on the chart, but you know, this was my interpretation or my solution for this problem. If you found it helpful, found the explanation helpful at all, hit the like button. And yeah, you don't gotta subscribe or none. I ain't gonna ask you to subscribe. Don't click the bell. Oh my goodness gracious, it's I always find it annoying. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. You don't have to subscribe. Just hit the like button. That's all. All right. Adios. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you watching this far. Good luck to you with your coding endeavors, and have an awesome day. Adios. Bye.